Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Dark episode 7. So last episode we ended off with Jonas back in 1986. I'm really wondering what he will do here. Is he going to search for Mikkel, for his father? Is he going to just leave and be scared? Has he realised what's going on? Just what will he actually end up doing here? We also had the reveal of Mads, so I'm looking forward to the fallout of that. Will there be this whole scare in the town? Will it even be revealed to the people in the town, or will Ulrich keep it a secret? And then there's a few questions I'm looking for answers for. What are Trunts and Peter doing? They're down in the bunker that we saw in episode 1 with that family tree. So we kind of finally know who's behind that, perhaps, because I was thinking, I always assumed it was the stranger who put that together, but we see a photo of the stranger on that wall, so it seems like it is Peter and Trunt who put that together. And then what is happening with the stranger and Tannhaus, we still haven't seen any of that. We saw that clip hang out and we haven't caught up on that story thread quite yet, and the whole plot point with Noah as well. I'm really excited to get into this. So before we do, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find episode 8 right now. You can find polls so you can vote for what's next. And you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're carrying on from here. Has this kid just time traveled? His eyes would be burnt out though, but look at all this damage on him. Or did he just face the other way or something, so it got the side of his head? That was Helga as a kid? It's always these young boys, it seems like. Mads, Helga as a kid now, and Mikkel, they all kind of, they mirror each other in their stories. Okay. And he was part of the experiments back then when he was a kid, which wouldn't have been 86, that would have been even further back. 53, if that was the timeline. That does seem like a timeline we'll be getting eventually. Oh, back here. How long was he actually detained there? Oh, that's the image was that was tattooed on someone's back. I'm assuming it was the stranger who it was tattooed on, but I'm not sure. Because I think we see the stranger's back and it was all scarred up, so I don't think it was actually the stranger. And what is Jonas up to? I mean, we see the stranger is after Mikkel, so maybe he is after Mikkel as well. Is that the field where they found those 33 sheep?
Wie lange ist schon tot?
Als ihr ihn gefunden habt, 10 Stunden plus minus.
10 hours, yeah.
Also jetzt rein theoretisch, dass schon länger tot ist und nach seinem Tod irgendwie konserviert wurde?
Yeah, he was preserved.
Ja, also dann müsste es Spuren im Gewebe geben, das hätte ich ja gesehen. Gefrorenes Steak sieht ja auch nicht aus wie ein frisch.
Yeah, okay, so they would have figured that out.
Das ist eher unmöglich.
You gotta think beyond the possible at this point. Bringing in the 80s music. Will Mikkel be here at school? I guess he is, sent to school and stuff. Like you. I thought they would have done a German cover like they did before.
9. November.
Ich weiß, es klingt bescheuert. Aber welches Jahr denn?
I wasn't paying attention to the exact date when he came through though. Is it 33 years exactly to the day, or is there a slight variance?
Weißt du, wo ich Ines finden kann?
Im Krankenhaus vielleicht.
Yeah, how much does Ines actually know? I mean, she read that letter, but she must have known before that. When a boy named Mikkel was born to Ulrich, Ulrich's fully getting into this now.
Ich weiß, dass das hier kein Erdbebengebiet ist. Trotzdem hat er vibriert.
Rufbefehl für das AKW, wir haben ihn.
Ich muss los.
What happened to this guy's eye? Did we ever see what happened with that? Or has he always had that?
Nee, muss ja auch keiner mit mir reden.
Oh, was that like Ulrich hitting him in one of the episodes, I remember. I don't know, it's just because the time travel, you know, they put those shutters over your eyes. I was thinking he's got covered eyes, there's some secret there.
Wir können Termin machen und du kommst in die Wache.
Yeah, look, he's got those scarring on the side.
Was? 10:30 Uhr?
Passt.
He's got a bit of time to get his story straight, perhaps.
Ist der Waldweg nicht kürzer?
His story's falling apart a bit. I was just thinking, like, could Helga have come from a different timeline and been sent to, what, 56 and be this old? Like, what if the young Helga is actually from 2019 and was sent all the way back then? Because he's saying it's happening again, but I'm assuming he time traveled as well, so how did he time travel?
10:30 Uhr, Befragung, Helge Doppler.
And Ulrich's like following up this investigation 33 years later. She's actually got the warrant, okay. But he's had plenty of time to prepare and fix things, make things straight. You know, we even saw him in that forest that one time, craning something away. Oh, I thought he might... Oh yeah, he is. Is that Egon picking him up?
Mit dem Arm. Ich bin gerade auf dem Weg zum Krankenhaus.
Steig ein. Ich fahr dich.
This is not a very good story.
November 1986. Also übermorgen vor genau 33 Jahren. Aber es gibt gar keine Aussage. Er ist überhaupt nicht erschienen.
So it is exactly 33 years.
Du verrennst dich da in etwas.
Vielleicht. Vielleicht auch nicht.
The thing is, without anyone else believing in the time travel, you kind of just have to investigate on your own. Oh, is that a hole in the fence? And a way to drive out, yeah, look at the tracks. Is that redder mud? I'm not sure, it doesn't quite look like it.
Und warum lässt du dich nicht von deinen Eltern fahren?
He's got to come up with a story here.
Was ist denn das da?
Oh, things from the future, yeah. He doesn't even know what they are.
Dinge gibt's.
It's lucky it's not someone like more observant. Yeah, she's seeing the tracks that, you know, the shadows of what happened. This is where they shipped it away. Oh, yeah, this is where Claudia went down into the cave.
Ist da gerade Satanismus ein Ding?
Keine Ahnung.
He's acting so weird, yeah. Egon's definitely gonna keep his eye on him if he can. I mean, yeah, Inez will be at the hospital, won't she? That's why he's here. Will we actually find out what happened with Claudia down here too? Because she came down, but we never really had that tied up. And this is obviously mirroring those events. Charlotte's not doing it in heels though, so it's not quite as impressive. She's just gone off on her own though. Surely she's just stuck with her team. Everyone investigating. They're gonna wonder where she is, right? Oh, is that a crossroads? Two different paths. She's not gonna end up time traveling as well here, is she? Yellow paint. I gotta keep a note of that.
Seid ihr verwandt?
Ja, kann man so sagen.
You can see Mikkel. I mean, Mikkel will definitely recognize him, right? Won't he? Okay, there's a door. That wasn't the door that Ulrich was on the other side of before, was it? Or is there something in between those doors? What's that locking off? Yeah, completely welded shut. Okay.
1986 ist im Wind ein Junge verschwunden. Mats Nielsen, können Sie sich daran erinnern? Sie waren damals bei der Polizei vorgeladen, aber es ist nirgendwo im Protokoll zu finden.
Oh, he's not gonna die before we can even get any questions.
Warum waren Sie vorgeladen?
Ich kann das ändern. Ich kann die Vergangenheit ändern. Und die Zukunft.
I can change the past and the future. There was also a... It was him. Who was he talking about? Who was him? There he is. I just got chills.
Wer doch von der Welt verstehen.
Okay.
Manchmal fällt es uns schwer, Dinge zu begreifen, die gegen alles sprechen, wozu unser Verstand konditioniert wurde.
Did the stranger lead him here to, you know, so Jonas could see it in person himself, rather than just being told? Now he'll definitely believe it.
Dass Ulrich mein Großvater ist und...
Martha, deine Tante.
Yeah, technically.
Wenn du Mikkel jetzt zurückbringst, dann greifst du in den Lauf der Dinge ein.
Yeah, exactly. You can't take Mikkel.
Nicht kennen, sie verlieben sich nicht, sie heiraten nicht. Und du?
Because nothing will ever happen. Grandfather paradox, yeah.
Dann löschst du deine eigene Existenz aus. Deine Rolle in all dem hier ist...
How does this show handle paradoxes like that? If they actually happen? You can't even give Mikkel that little bit of hope, you know?
Ich weiß, dass du Mikkel finden willst mit allen Mitteln. Aber der Zweck rechtfertigt nicht alle Mittel.
He just keeps getting beat up. He's got to take a day off to recover.
Das ändern, die Vergangenheit, die Zukunft. Was bedeutet das? Warum hat er das gesagt?
Helge ist dement.
That could all be an act, you know, as far as they're concerned.
Und Tiedemann wollte ihn das fragen. Warum nicht Waldweg?
Did he actually ever end up asking him that, or was he never questioned? Okay, what's with this music? Was that something big's coming? I've got to be someone in his car with him. I don't know the way it was framed there.
Musst nicht für ihn lügen.
Aber ich lüge nicht. Ich habe das gewollt. Wir beide haben das gewollt. Er hat mich nicht gezwungen.
Yeah, and Igor just thinks she's lying to protect him.
Ich bin suspendiert. Wo sind die Kinder?
Yeah, she's confronting him finally.
Keine Ahnung.
One kid goes missing and you don't know where your other kids are.
Ich bin jetzt da.
Das bist du schon lange nicht mehr.
Natürlich bin ich glücklich gewesen.
I love this, how it's getting closer to them as the conversation's getting deeper and they're connecting a bit more.
Ich weiß es, Ulrich.
Was weißt du? Hat sie dir das gesagt?
Ist das jetzt wichtig?
It does, if it's going into that, his thought of her manipulating.
Ich kann das erklären.
Bitte nicht, Ulrich.
Yeah, don't try and make excuses. But you should definitely tell her about it being Hannah all those years ago. Look at that lip quiver, what a great performance. It seems like some of the transitions that transition through time, that there's this little TikTok sound. Maybe that gives us, you know, that it's a transition through time. Ooh, is he actually gonna do it? Actually talk to him? I know, yeah. Mum and Dad meeting.
Aber jede Entscheidung für etwas ist auch immer eine Entscheidung gegen etwas.
Could he leave that letter with Mikkel so then Mikkel knows that Jonas is his own son? Mikkel must have known who Hannah was a little bit though, if he was like kind of friends with Jonas. He's like your older brother's friend's mum.
Dein Vater wollte das Grab, aber darin liegt kein Körper.
So you'd always know there's a possibility that he's out there, yeah.
Jahren stelle ich mir vor, dass lebt. Frei.
Just imagine if something changed in the timeline and he did somehow, like someone changes something and it causes him to survive. I'm wondering if they're like hardlining on, you know, not being able to change the future, but it seems like Helga can, or Helga says he can and thinks he can.
Es war derselbe Mann. Ich weiß das, weil etwas am Ohr hatte. Das war...
Oh, it's Helga. Okay.
So aus wie vor 33 Jahren. Ich weiß, das klingt verrückt.
Back in this bunker. So that version of Helga has been time traveling. Okay. And hasn't the younger version been time traveling too? So was that Helga going back into the cave system maybe? If it's connected to that bunker perhaps? So he's leaving this timeline, we can't catch him in this timeline.
Dass dein Vater
1986 bei der Polizei vorgeladen war?
Nein, warum fragst du das?
Yeah, so he could have passed the knowledge on to Peter.
Wo bist du gerade?
Wann war der Unfall?
12. November 1986.
Helga had an accident right after he was supposed to be interviewed. Yeah, he knows she's investigating and getting closer.
Papa, die Frage ist nicht wie, die Frage ist wann.
Mikkel kind of gave him a clue. The shortcut, that forest road. If the forest road goes to the cabin, that makes sense. Oh, Jonas isn't gonna come out and Charlotte be right there. Yeah, it's happening again. Oh, I should have paid more attention to Peter's book, where he has all of the times when the time travel happens in it. It's not Mikkel who gets that tattooed on himself, is it? Yeah, I think, you know, this version of Helga is in a much better state than his leading on. What was that from? I'm not recognizing that, but it's obviously important. It's just back in 2019, there's that old sofa there. Yeah, what was that? That was like wrapping paper or something. I can't remember the significance of that. But I feel like it might have given something away to Charlotte.
Glaubst du an Schicksal?
He's going to question her. How much does she know, actually? Surely it's weird that Mikkel, you know, you meet someone named Mikkel, he changes his name to Michael, and then another boy called Mikkel is born who looks identical to when you met him. And like, did Mikkel ever interact with Michael? I'm surprised he didn't keep it, but I guess it's probably safer for no one else to find out. He does have that bit of closure with his dad now, though. Oh, yeah, because it was Helga who was in that hooded figure who gave that to Yasin. I wonder if there was a younger Helga then. And when this Helga is saying, I can stop him, is that him talking about himself? And he has the Tannhaus book as well. And the necklace from when he was experimented on that has the red rope. Into the cave, okay. It's going to be hard to follow him through though, isn't it? He's got to be careful not to get lost down here though. Was that Mads? Who was that? Was that someone else? That looked like the younger Helga, which makes no sense. I need to take another look at that body. Who was that? It had the scar on the ear as well. But how, you know, that's himself, so how would he be dead? Oh. There's that tattoo again. Is that Trant? Oh, it's Noah. Okay. 1953. Okay, so that was Dark episode 7. So as I assume, there are actually 2 versions of the hooded figure. There's the stranger, and then there's Helga, who is going around and helping Noah for some reason. It seems like he is reluctantly doing it though. He's being blackmailed somehow or something. He seems very reluctant to do it. And we even see in the future he's saying, hey, I can stop him, I need to stop him. I'm assuming he's talking about Noah, so it seems like they are hyping up Noah to be kind of a main villain here, or a main antagonist towards the actions of everyone else. I do really wonder what his purpose is here. Why is he doing this? What is his motivation? You don't just go around killing kids for no reason. It seems like he does have a reason. It doesn't seem like he's just a psychopath killer. I wasn't quite sure who that body was at the end there, but I think it's actually Yasin. For some reason I was like, oh, is that when they killed Mads and then put him into the future, into 2019? But I didn't see the scar on his chin and his outfit looked different. But I think it was Yasin who was kidnapped a few episodes ago. That makes sense. And are they sending him to 53? You know, at the end there he wrote the 2 dates, November 9th and November 5th of 1953. So is that when they're sending that body? And we see again, you know, the necklace with the penny. So for some reason Noah is connected to the power plant or something. I am assuming that room that we see at the start, that the young version of Helga is in the power plant. That's what it seems like. But that's all connected to the cave system, along with Peter / Helga's bunker and cabin there. So they've been using that to send the bodies through, basically. And all of those episodes ago, we see the hooded figure carrying Eric's body through the forest. So that obviously was Helga and not the stranger, I'm assuming. You know, it's completely recontextualized that and a lot of things we see with the stranger, because there are a few shots that show the stranger as an antagonistic force. Like, they show him in a bad light, but I think that's just because there's this double bluff of there being two hooded figures. So I do really wonder what's going on. Like, are the kids that are being kidnapped, they're being experimented on in that room, but they're not actually sending them through time. They're only sending the bodies through time to potentially hide the evidence after that's happened. So what actually is the purpose of the experiment that they're doing there? And why is Helga the only one who survived it? Because we've seen Eric with his eyes burnt out, we've now seen Yasin with his eyes burnt out, and we've seen Mads with his eyes burnt out. But Mikkel, he just crawled through, I'm assuming, so he didn't actually have any part of that. And then Helga is the only one we've seen survive, potentially. And I'm assuming that is the 1953 version of Helga. But it could really happen at any place, because every time we see that room, it doesn't look like it's aged. It looks like it's all kind of that weird time period. Like, is that room out of time somehow? Or are the people going through time to get to that room, being experimented on and then being sent elsewhere? What is going on with that room? It's really exciting. You know, what is the purpose of all of this, really? That's what I'm really interested to know. We see some shots here of Charlotte mirroring what happened with Claudia. So I am wondering there, what happened with Claudia? Because we haven't seen her in any other timelines. So does she survive up until 2019? Potentially not. But, like, what did she see when she went down into the cave? She must have gone down in there and seen the same as Charlotte, seen that door, or maybe she's the one who got that door closed up. And then there was that yellow paint. I need to pay attention to that if I see any yellow paint come up again, that dried yellow paint that Charlotte found down in that cave too. We followed Jonas again this episode, what he was getting up to in 86 now that he's there. A lot of fun interactions there, him meeting Egon, and like he wasn't prepared there. He didn't have a good alibi, a good story to make up. But Egon, he thought he was weird, but he's probably none the wiser. It was even the headphones that almost gave it away. But of course Egon, he's not like as technologically inclined, so he didn't really know. He was just like, oh, that's a new thing they've just brought out, I guess. And then he was going to go talk to Mads, but the stranger shows up and says, hey, you can't do this, because if you do, you bring him back to our timeline, it's gonna erase yourself from existence, or erase us from existence, because I'm still assuming they are the same person, the stranger and Jonas. It just seems so obvious. Jonas is like teaching himself lessons along the way, you know? But we never saw what happened with the stranger and Tannhaus. They cut away from that, so we still haven't had that answered when they met there. Ulrich is getting closer and closer. It seems he does consider the possibility of time travel at this point, and he's been following Helga into this cave. What is Helga getting up to here? Is current Helga gonna meet his past self? That's what I was kind of expecting at one point. We had the past Helga there with Yasin's body, and we were focusing on the bunker. I thought the other Helga was gonna walk out or something there, but it was going back to Noah. But of course, Ulrich, you know, he's considering the possibility of time travel at this point, but he can't really convince anyone else around him. It seems like Charlotte would be open to the idea. She wouldn't rule it out completely, but she needs some more evidence first. But it feels like they are both on the right track here. They're both going to come to this discovery eventually. There was also the reveal that Marta is actually Jonas's aunt technically, so that whole relationship is a bit weird, a bit incesty, but it seems like they don't end up together anyway. If the stranger is Jonas, then he kind of dedicates his whole life to time traveling and figuring out the secret. He doesn't really have time for a girlfriend. But I guess we never see Jonas even further in the future. He could be like an old man happily married with his aunt, who knows? But because we never see him further in the future, does that mean he dies at some point? The only characters we've seen that are super old are like Helga and Yana, not any of our like current characters. Obviously everyone's got to die at some point, but the oldest we've seen them at this point is the oldest we know. Past that is kind of Schrodinger's death. Do they die old and happy, or do they die really soon? Who knows? Like, that's the assumption I'm making for someone like Claudia, who we've only seen in that one timeline, in the 86 timeline. But then something crazy could happen where she is sent in time and, you know, she misses out those 33 years and she's actually in 2019, or she's sent back to 58 and there's like an older character in 86 who is actually her older, you know? There's a lot of possibilities. Then with Noah, we see him there at the end again. He has that tattoo on his back of this, like, it's like Latin, and it's got the 3 timelines, the main logo of the show, that Venn diagram. But that Venn diagram, it also looks like a kind of Celtic knot, but also it's kind of one line maybe representing infinity, that kind of thing. There's a bit of symbolism there. But just like, what is Noah's purpose here? We see he's dressed as a priest. Is this all some kind of religious thing and he's sacrificing these kids for a religious reason? But his religion would be so weird because he's not actually, is he actually a Christian, or is the priest just a disguise, a way to hide and just blend in? You know, no one expects a priest to do anything malicious, especially back in like 86, maybe now a bit more, but you kind of see a priest as someone trustworthy and innocent like that, I guess. So is that just his way of blending in, or is he actually Christian and this is all messing up with his idea of religion? Like, how does that influence his idea of religion, if he even is religious? Or does he worship something different that's to do with time, like he worships the timeline? Or he could see himself as purging the timeline, the kind of sacred timeline. There is like one specific timeline he wants to happen, and there'll be a butterfly effect, and having these kids here will ruin that timeline. That could be cool. There must be some deeper motivation for him. I'm really excited to find that out. And you know, so far we haven't seen anyone change things in a timeline yet. Jonas was tempted, but I am wondering, if we do see that, what will happen? Will we see a branching timeline? Will we see some sort of paradox? How will paradoxes solve themselves? Would Jonas be physically incapable of taking Mads back to the future? You know, there's a lot of possibilities there. Is the timeline fixed? Is it flexible? Is it multiverse? I just really want to know. Or could timelines be erased if Jonas were to take Mikkel? You know, I'm wondering, like, visually how it would be represented as well. Would Jonas just vanish like that? or there's so many cool things that can happen. The last few episodes there haven't been too many changes to the big family tree, so I haven't shown them in the actual video. They're still linked in the description. There's only been like a few changes in terms of relationships, you know, just changing a line from a dotted to a normal line or a normal line to a dotted line. So I haven't felt the need to include them and focus on them too much, but I'll show it now just to show where I'm at in terms of everything and the little notes under all of the characters as well. So I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment, and if you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.